Okay, guys, this is problem number 10 from our worksheet, and I promise you that I will be much shorter for this one. I think the last video was almost 10 minutes long. Gah, I was boring myself. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go through our 5 steps. We still have to go through our 5 steps. It's not a big deal. We just want to make sure everything is organized, and that is our first step, right? We want all of our variables on the left side, so that's okay. But we need this constant, we need that moved over to the right. So we're going to subtract 166 from both sides. So step 1, done. X squared plus y squared minus 18x plus 22y equals a negative 166. Right? No problems there. Now, the second step was to reorganize, and the only thing that I really see that needs to be reorganized is this negative 18x needs to be moved in front of. Now remember, when you are moving this, you have to take your sign with you. Okay, the sign, the minus, the subtraction, it goes with the 18x. It has to be moved with it. So as I reorder, okay, so I'll have x squared minus 18x plus y squared plus 22y equals a negative 166, right? So we've got step 2 done. The only thing now we have to do with step 3 is to actually write our blanks in. We don't fill them in first. We just write them out so we know that they're there. So we've got x squared minus 18x plus blank plus y squared plus 22y, okay, plus blank equals negative 166. And if I added 2 blanks on the left side of my equation, I have to add 2 blanks on the right side of my equation. Okay, one of the major rules from Algebra 1, you got to do the same thing on both sides of your equation. All right, we are filling in our blanks now. And every single time, right, we've got some fraction over 2 that we are going to square for both of those blanks, fraction over 2 that we're going to square. And we always take the number and the sign that is in front of our single variable. Okay, so for this first blank, I'm going to have a negative 18 divided by 2. It's going to give me a negative 9. When I square that, remember when we are squaring a negative, it becomes a positive. So this is going to be an 81. And then I have a positive 22 over 2, so that's going to give me an 11. When I square it, I get a 121. Now, again, I wrote 81 and 121 in those 2 blanks on the left, so I have to keep it balanced. I have to write 81 and 121 on the right. So, step 4 is now done, and actually all we have to do is step 5, which is factor and simplify. And hopefully, as you've been doing these, you've kind of seen the shortcut. Yes, we could factor it out. We could take the time to, let me get my highlighter. We could take the time to look at this and say, okay, I need 2 numbers that when I multiply them, I get an 81, and when I add them, I get a negative 9 or negative 18. But the whole thing is, the completing the square, we do that for a reason. The whole point of completing the square is that so then when I go down to the very end of my problem, I will be able to write every single time something in parentheses squared plus something in parentheses squared equals some simple number over on the right side. That is the point of completing the square. So if you're getting to this, this part of the problem and you haven't gotten that yet, you kind of need to evaluate what you're doing and go back and just look through each of those problems that you've done. And every single time, I don't even have to really think about it too much, because what I can do is I can take this fraction in here that I've worked with and write it down here, minus 9, sign and everything. So I have an x minus 9 quantity squared, then I will have a y, and again, I can take this fraction right here, it's going to be a plus 11. Okay. And then over on the right side, negative 166 plus, you would think I would have done this beforehand, but nope, negative 166 plus 81 plus 121. I should get a 36 over here. Okay, so there we go. We've got our entire equation done. Nice, simple, much faster than the first example, of course. Okay, always take a little bit longer with the first example just to make sure that we're doing it right. But then we start to see, as we do a bunch of these, we get our little shortcuts, we kind of see our patterns, and we can go from there. So our equation is x minus 9 quantity squared plus y plus 11 quantity squared equals 36. So in case your teacher is having you write this, the center is going to be 9 negative 11, right? We almost think of it as taking the opposite sign, like this is a minus 9, so we take the plus 9. This is a plus 11, so we take the minus 11. Okay, so we take that opposite sign, and then our radius, remember, how many of you are going to actually just write down the fact that, oh, look, it's 36. No. It is the square root of 36. Remember, this right here is r squared. So you have to take the square root of it, so your radius is actually a 6 there. Okay, and so then here's your full screen in case you need to pause it and you want to see the entire thing all on one page. And then hopefully that helps you out a little bit. So that you got these so that you can prepare for if you got a quiz or something coming up, or if you were stuck on one of the other problems.